Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing amazing today. In this video, we're diving into the latest updates about Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos. You don't want to miss this. So make sure to stay tuned till the end, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. The bright lights of the studio have always been Kelly Ripa's home. For decades, her laughter has echoed across living rooms, her warmth has greeted millions every morning, and her infectious energy has turned mundane mornings into unforgettable moments. From her first steps on Live with Regis and Kelly to becoming the iconic host of Live with Kelly and Ryan, she has been more than a television personality. She has been a friend, a confidant, a beacon of hope and joy for viewers who needed it most. But yesterday, the world watched something entirely different. They watched Kelly Ripa, radiant as always, standing on the stage she has called home for so long and saying goodbye. A goodbye that wasn't just professional, it was personal, devastatingly personal. Behind the usual sparkle in her eyes, there was a depth of emotion that spoke of love, devotion, and sacrifice. Because this farewell wasn't just about the end of a chapter in her career, it was about Mark Consuelos, her husband, her partner, her everything. As Kelly stepped in front of the cameras, the familiar hum of the studio felt heavier than usual. Fans had sensed that something was different in recent weeks. She smiled, laughed, and bantered with her co-hosts as always, but there was a softness in her tone, a vulnerability that viewers hadn't often seen. Then came the moment she couldn't postpone any longer, the moment she spoke the words that would leave a permanent mark on the hearts of her audience. "I've always believed that life is about balance," Kelly began, her voice trembling slightly, "about making choices that honor the people we love and the lives we want to live. Today, I need to make a choice for my family, a choice for Mark." For those who didn't know, Mark Consuelos had recently faced a serious health challenge. Though the details were kept private, those close to the couple described it as a life-altering moment that shifted their perspective on everything, including Kelly's career. For years, the couple had managed the delicate balance of fame, family, and personal life, but this new reality demanded a different kind of attention, a devotion that couldn't be split between the studio and the home. Kelly's announcement wasn't dramatic or theatrical. There were no tears on cue, no sensationalism, just honesty, just love. "I have always tried to give my best to this show, to my co-hosts, to our amazing team," she said, pausing to take a deep breath. "But right now, my heart tells me that my best belongs at home. My best belongs to Mark." The audience, both in the studio and at home, was silent. Shock rippled through the room, quickly replaced by an overwhelming wave of empathy. Viewers who had grown up with Kelly, who had celebrated milestones with her, who had laughed and cried through the years alongside her, now shared in a heartbreak that was intensely personal yet universally relatable. Kelly spoke of the moments that mattered, the quiet dinners, the late-night talks, the simple walks holding hands. She spoke of Mark's unwavering support throughout her career, of the way he stood behind her, quietly, without seeking the spotlight. And she spoke of the realization that fame in television, though exhilarating, could never replace the love, the connection, the presence of someone who had been her anchor through every storm. As she recounted the countless mornings she had spent greeting millions of viewers, she admitted something she had never said publicly. "I've realized that the applause, the ratings, the cameras, none of that compares to the laughter in our living room, to the moments that truly define a life. Those moments are with Mark. Those moments are everything." Kelly's farewell was also a testament to courage. Leaving a career at its peak is never easy. She had achieved it all: awards, fame, influence, and a place in the hearts of millions. Yet, she chose love over recognition, family over accolades. It was a reminder that sometimes the bravest thing a person can do is to walk away, not from a dream, but toward a life that truly matters. The tears were subtle but undeniable. Her co-hosts, close friends who had been part of her television family for years, shared looks of admiration and sorrow. The production team, who had spent years orchestrating each morning alongside her, clutched one another, feeling the weight of an era ending. And millions of viewers, scrolling through social media, hit pause on their day to witness this deeply human moment, a reminder that even those we idolize face choices that shake their world to its core. Kelly concluded with words that will linger for years. "I have been blessed to live my dream on television, to share laughter and joy with all of you. But the greatest blessing, the greatest privilege, is the love that I get to live every day with Mark. So today, I say goodbye to this stage, but I step forward into a life that is more real, more important, more filled with love than anything I could have imagined. It was a standing ovation that wasn't just for a host leaving a show. It was for a woman who had chosen love over career, heart over fame, family over everything. It was for a couple whose bond reminded the world that even in the glare of lights and the hum of cameras, the most powerful stories are the ones lived quietly, privately, and fully, with those we hold most dear. As the cameras faded to black, Kelly Ripa's presence lingered, not just as a television icon, but as a living testament to devotion, sacrifice, and the courage to follow one's heart. Fans may no longer see her every morning, but they will remember this moment, a farewell that was not just about leaving a career, but about embracing a love so profound that it redefined everything else. In a world that often celebrates ambition over affection, Kelly Ripa's decision is revolutionary. She reminds us that success is not measured in ratings, awards, or applause, but in the quality of the moments we share with the people who matter most. And for Kelly, the greatest story she will ever tell is the one she lives with Mark, away from the spotlight, in the quiet, sacred spaces of life where true love resides. The world will miss her mornings, her laughter, her energy, but the world will also understand, and perhaps take note, of what it means to truly love, to truly sacrifice, and to know when it is time to step away from the stage to embrace the life that matters most. Kelly Ripa's farewell is not the end, it is a beginning of love, of devotion, of presence. And in choosing Mark, she teaches us all a profound lesson, that sometimes the most heroic act is not to conquer the world, but to hold onto the heart of the one we love and never let go. After the cameras cut and the applause faded, Kelly stayed on the stage a moment longer, letting the weight of the moment settle. It wasn't the bright lights or the cheering audience that held her attention. It was a memory, a flashback to the very beginning, when she and Mark first met on the set of a soap opera. Two young actors, full of ambition, unaware that their lives would entwine so completely. Back then, the world had seemed so vast, so full of possibilities. Yet the path that led her to this very farewell was defined not by fame, but by the quiet, enduring love she found in him. Kelly thought of the mornings when Mark would make her coffee before she even opened her eyes, slipping little notes of encouragement into her bag, telling her that she could handle anything the day threw at her. She remembered the nights when they'd sit on the couch, exhausted from long shoots, sharing stories, laughter, and sometimes tears, holding each other close while the world carried on outside. Those moments, so ordinary to anyone else, had become extraordinary to her. They were the moments she realized defined the meaning of life. Walking backstage, she felt the eyes of the crew on her, a mixture of admiration, sympathy, and perhaps a bit of awe. How often do we see someone leave the pinnacle of success? Not because they've been forced, not because they've burned out, but because they choose something far greater than themselves. Kelly's heart swelled with both sadness and relief. Sadness, because the daily routine she loved, the interaction with fans, the camaraderie with colleagues, the thrill of live television, would be gone. Relief, because the weight she had carried for so long, balancing ambition and devotion, was finally lifted. At home, Mark was waiting, not with cameras, not with scripts, but with a quiet understanding that only years of love could bring. When she walked through the door, he wrapped her in a long embrace, a moment heavier and more intimate than anything on a stage. Kelly felt tears streaming down her face, but these were tears of peace, of contentment, and of profound gratitude. They didn't need words, they simply needed each other. Over the following weeks, Kelly embraced a life she had long dreamed of but never fully lived. No teleprompters, no audience, no ratings, just mornings spent in the sunlit kitchen with Mark, making breakfast, listening to the radio, and planning simple adventures. She returned to her love of reading novels she had shelved for decades, gardening in her backyard, and taking long walks in the quiet of early mornings, where the only script she followed was her own heartbeat. Stay tuned for all the updates about Kelly Ripa. We are the first to publish all the information about Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos, so stay with us to get all the latest updates. And stay tuned to our USA Daily Drop for all updates.